Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, backing up with another video. I am, again, same as last video, just doing this off stream to help myself, have content prepped for the future, because I have a lot of reviews to do. Anyways, we're doing this one off stream. Today we're looking at Ghostwheel's account, another kind of endgame-ish account. When he uploaded, he told me, direct quote, prepare to be impressed how janky an endgame account can be. And then he posted to leaderboards, and he's actually top 100 in a few sections. So, he's kind of taken aback by that. So, outside of that, let's look at the account, see what we can suggest. First thing, off the rip, based off the dashboard, or rather, this overview of the account. First thing I want to say is your opals are kind of a mix of different things. Like I see pop opals, I see some dice opals, some magma opals, and then I see the Grumblo opals, and then the ice guard opals, and then there's Kruk. So I guess fix your family page so that they're more consistent with one theme. So if and you also have a hyper pyro opal here, so for stats. So if you want drop rate, stick with drop rate. If you want the AFK gains or skilling, go for that. I wouldn't mix your opals like this. Generally the money percent opal is just not good. I think at this stage of the game, I think drop rate is going to be more effective, if not more important, than money percent if you're looking for money. Because if you guys don't know, roughly every 1x to 2x increase in your drop rate will effectively double your money gain. So if you want to kind of close the gap on end gamers who try to figure out how they're getting so much money percent, most of that is going to come in the form of, used to be that the most of their money percent came in the form of drop rate. So drop rate, was the primary source of money gain. So I would recommend, if you are trying to farm money, don't worry about the grumble opal, the grandfather, whatever this is. Just put drop rate on and call it a day. You don't really need to, I guess, snapshot or worry about trying to get more money percent through opals. It's just not worth it. At the most, this opal is just an extra slab. You can trash it. It doesn't really matter. I haven't heard of anyone using this to any effect for any particular reason. For the most part, the best thing to do in the game is just stick with drop rate opals on your family page, have Kruk opals in the rings ready to go for skilling, and then have slush opals as well for skilling, and that's generally about it. Same for your family page. A lot of people just run drop rate opals on every character and call it a day. I would suggest doing Alchemy and buying out the opal shop so you have skilling specific opals. It doesn't give you a whole lot of skill efficiency, I will say, but it is a way for you to get a little bit higher prints. You might, depending how endgame you are, the opals might give you like 100 mil to 1 billion extra of the resource you're printing, at least skilling wise. So, in the grand scheme of things, when you're hitting like trillions of prints, it's not really that good. But, in terms of opals, it's either drop rate or skilling, and that's about it. There are a few instances where if you have all stat opals, like the hyper pyro opals, it is okay to use that instead of the skilling ones, because the all stat tends to give you more skill efficiency, because stats give you skill efficiency. And that's about it. So it's just drop rate, a little bit of skilling, or if you have the hyper pyro opals, doing that instead for skilling efficiency or damage is pretty good. Anyways, moving on. Other thing I want to talk about seeing on the dashboard is this: you have 48,000 hours of candy here, and you have at least a level 24 or minimum 25 shrines, ignoring primordial, of course. I think most important thing that you should try to do is, actually, before you even suggest anything, let me look at your islands. Fractal. Okay, so this is probably what I would suggest using some candies on. You are 35,000 hours away from getting to the plus 2% stealth per sneaking level. Yes, we are not in a ballot week to where you get the extra shrine EXP. Up to you if you want to use your candies now or if you want to wait. I would completely understand either way, but I feel like you should use these candies, because right now it is possible to get to Mastery 5, and I think the stealth bonus from the island is almost required for you to really try to push towards Mastery 5 and sneaking, because this 2% stealth is, at least for me, was a 10x increase in my stealth gain. And right now, it's not solely because of that, but because I did the 100k grind for gemstones. I am currently, oh hey, I got a pristine charm, that's cool, and a nice little stealth upgrade. But because of that increase in stealth, I was able to, or at least am motivated to, pushing Mastery 5. So this is definitely a good thing to try to aim for if you're trying to push sneaking. I would highly recommend trying to get this because this will help a ton. This is kind of akin to land ranks. One of the upgrades there, especially boosted now because of Deathbringer. This Seed of Stealth it's kind of equivalent. I believe this is worse than the Fractal Island, but this does kind of give a good stealth boost, as does the Fractal Island. So I would recommend at least trying to use your candies on a variety of different things. Number one thing popping into my mind being Fractal Island, trying to get the 40k hours at the very least. If anything, I would say it's completely reasonable to try to push towards this 10k because the extra nuggets you gain will help you in gaming. I don't know where you are in gaming specifically. I suspect you might be done with gaming, at least getting the 90k super bit. Yes, that is definitely the case. So, I mean, up to you if you want to do that, but it would help you farm a higher nugget. It would allow you to push towards getting this 9.99 trillion purple bits, which I know is kind of a pipe dream for a lot of people, but it is entirely possible to get this. And the actual max sprouts you can get in gaming is actually 24. It caps at 24. You can buy this 4 times. The cost of this caps at 9.99 trillion purple bits. And so you can buy up to 24. Obviously, you purchase all the gem shop stuff. You purchase all the stuff you could regularly outside of the purple bit upgrade in gaming. So you can essentially just cap this out. You have a ways to go, obviously, till you get there. It's going to require like a billion plus nugget for you to get here. Level 25 snail if you're not there already. A lot higher levels in the hole for gaming bit gains and bravery. Obviously, it would be another great multiplier and source of that. Speaking of bravery, another thing you could do here is try to push up the hours even further. 24k hours is not the end of bravery. Every single 6 hours you get, thanks to one of the schematics here, will give you more minimum and maximum damage. So, you know, spending more time on bravery will allow you to get even more sword damage. Not only that, but trying to push, you know, skill EXP or skill levels over your account will help give you even more sword damage, because one of the measure bonuses gives you sword damage based on, as a multiplier. The skill levels of your account will multiply the actual bravery sword damage you get for the measure bonus. It'll help you push even higher waves of bravery. You want to hit minimum 48 or 47, somewhere around there for bravery, so you can try to get bravery multi. The chance of you getting that as a reward at 47 is very, very, very low. It's like 0.2% chance or something, if not lower. So you want to try to push even higher waves of bravery, and by doing that, you need more hours, you need more skill levels across your account. So this is definitely something you want to do. And going back to sneaking, the reason why people want to push Mastery 5 sneaking, because Mastery 5 doesn't really give you anything, actually. If I go to the wiki, it'll actually show you what the mastery bonuses are. Sorry about this, the flashbang. It doesn't actually show any bonus, and it's true there are no bonuses for getting to Mastery 5, but what getting to Mastery 5 does is allows you to get to the Ghost Room. The Ghost Room is really powerful for boosting your character's skill levels and sneaking, which allows you to get more stealth, you know, based off the Fractal Island, and also the way of stealth bonus you get from the actual farm sneaking upgrade. But getting to the Ghost Room is a huge increase to your EXP and level gain for sneaking, which allows you to get a ton of free to play gems, because you can probably level up your character sneaking by another 50, 60, 70 levels, which means you get 50, 60, 70 times the chances at gems because of the level up gift bubble in Alchemy. You also get more skill levels, like I mentioned, which helps scale bravery sword damage, which allows you to push even higher waves, which allows you to get bravery bonus multi. So all that being said, trying to push towards Mastery 5 is one of the goals of endgamers now, because it is feasible thanks to Windwalker, the stealth percent that we got from the compass upgrade, the gemstone bonuses. Farming at 100k gemstones became very, very possible. The bug fixes thanks to double meteorites. all the stuff coming together is became like very favorable towards sneaking and allowing you to push towards Mastery 5 a little bit faster. And I see you're kind of on this grind. You have double meteorites set up, you're farming sneaking, and you're getting moistenites, I imagine, to get to 100k. That is absolutely what you should be doing. And moistonite, starite, aquamarine, those are the ones you want to farm out. In addition to, I believe, the frost, sorry about that, I play another idle game kind of in the background whenever I stream and record videos. The frost fire charm, this one right here for higher charm levels, is also a great one. The 90%, 99% cheaper cost one isn't really that great. It's just, honestly, it's okay. Getting it to 10k is not much of a difference from going from 10k to 100k on it. So if you want to go for 100k on that, go for it. But it's not a big necessity. Definitely going for the Frostfire, going for Starlight, going for Moistonite, and going for Aquamarine. Those are like the key #1 most important ones. Outside of that, Garnet is also really good. The one that gives you sneaking, nunchuck damage. The Jade Coin gain is obviously really good for helping you push the upgrades in sneaking the upgrades here in sneaking, so you get more action speed, more charm level, more exp, more damage, more ninja knowledge reduction. Damage here is what I was talking about. More gemstone. All this stuff will help a ton. So definitely, there's no reason to skip a particular gem, but the three most important ones being Starite, Aquamarine, Moistonite, and then lower tier from that, I'd probably say Garnet is next, and then Jade Coin, and then probably Topaz, just because of the sneaking exp before you get to Mastery 5 is, I mean, it will help obviously trying to get it to 100k, because the more sneaking levels you have, the more stealth percent you have, but it's not like super S tier. You need to get it to 100k first. It's something you could get up. If anything, I'd probably put the Emerald, the new one, just like straight F tier. Who cares about it, to be completely honest with you? Yes, it's good. It's not as good as the other ones, is what I'm saying. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to World 1, talk about stamps, and see what you've upgraded in terms of the Exalted stamps. You bought out the gem shop. I see you push Windwalker a little bit. You have Mason Jar done. You have Crystalline done. You have Golden Apple, Vendor stamp. Study Hall is a little bit questionable to me. Refinery stamp is good. I mean, this isn't bad. It's not the worst use of the Exalted stamp I've seen. So pretty good. You have Divinity stamp. I agree with. Multi-tool, I agree with. Matty bag, little mining bag, chopping bag, bug sack's actually really good. Drippy drop, I'd love to see that. Then you have the golden 6s, I believe. So the only thing I would disagree here with is probably Study Hall, but it's not terrible because it's more study rate for Belaya. Study rate is really powerful for helping level up the studier bonuses, so you get more like stuff. You get lamp wishes, you get bell levels, all this stuff. It's really useful. Belaya tends to kind of cap out, and this addition to study rate here is not really the best. So I don't, it's not generally on the top of my list to recommend, but considering you have a lot of Exalted stamps, it's not terrible. I'm not going to destroy you for this. I think in terms of an Exalted stamp, I would rather see Summoner stamp upgraded, Drop Lot stamp upgraded. What else? Maybe Capitalist stamp or not even Stat Wall Street. Probably Capitalist stamp would be better. Ladle stamp. I mean, nah, not really. No, forget about that. Quest and stamp, obviously. Just kidding. Don't do that. Cool Diggy, Swag Swingy, those are good as well. Not the best source of not the best thing to use your doubler on. Let's see, what else would I really recommend outside of that? I mean, I did Crop Evo. It's probably not the best thing to do either, because it's such a small amount of crop evolution chance, and it didn't really even push me over another crop, so I wouldn't do this if I were you. I was kind of a guinea pig, if you will. Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of stamps where you want to prioritize. If anything, probably Bags Ahead for more fishing capacity, so you can level up the other stamps. I don't know, but definitely overall, not bad choices. I've seen some arguments for Atomic stamp. It's not that bad of a choice either, of something you could do. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so outside of what you've already upgraded, I wouldn't have done Study Hall. I probably would have done Summoner Stamp. Summoning EXP is really hard to come by, and getting to 140 summoning is really powerful for the star sign multiplier. For those of you who have forgotten or may not know, this star sign right here, Seraph Cosmos, every single 20 summoning levels you get will multiply your star sign bonuses. I'm not sure exactly how this works or how the math works, but I'm pretty sure it's 1.1 to the power of however many 20s you have. So if you have 7, so 1.1 to the power of 7 would be your effective star sign multiplier. So you would get more gold food effect, which is obviously important, more OG chance, more farming, crop evo, which reminded me I need to go and do my farming because I haven't done my reset today. So, summoning EXP is really, really powerful. Also, for those of you in a guild, and if your guild master is not upgrading your guild bonuses, I would highly recommend trying to push them towards upgrading Skillet, because this does impact summoning EXP. I can actually show you guys a little demonstration. So 110.71. If I upgrade Skillet, 110.74. So just a very slight increase in EXP, but an increase nonetheless. Anyways, I'm almost done with coin supercharger, and that's what I'm currently doing. And then just straight focus into Skillet. Whew. Okay, let's move on from stamps. Let's stop talking about that. Okay, Owl. Yep. I talked about this in a review last week. Owl's good. It's free drop rate. It's free all stat. It's just good. Not by all means, it's not like the biggest source of anything, but if you want to push towards more drop rate, push towards more end game stuff, it's going to involve a lot more grindy aspects of the game, and Mega Feather is definitely one to do. Albeit Mega Feather is very inactive now. It's very easy to passively level it up. It just requires you to remember it exists, and that's all. Same thing for Mega Fish. Holy shit, 11? That's crazy. Why is your owl only 12 then? That is unheard of, that the amount of mega fish is almost equal to mega feathers. I have never seen that before. That's absurd to me. Okay. Buildings wise, I see a few that are easy to level up compared to others. So you have like Frozen Malone here, and on a trim slot's taking you 4 hours. Boulder Roller's taking you 13 on a trim slot. Atom Collider's taking you 4. 2 hours on Pulse Mage. 7 hours on Party Starter. And then obviously Primordial Shrine always going to be something, but it just requires obviously the black lenses if you want to farm that. Yeah, I mean, I would, if you really want to min max and get the most out of your construction, just obviously taking the path of least resistance. Leveling up the thing that takes the least amount of time to level is going to help you in the long run, because it'll give you more build rate. As I mentioned a lot of times in talking about construction, the big hurdle people come over is build rate. So leveling up your building is going to help you get more build rate. It'll also help you get more refinery cycle speed if that's something you're struggling with, to help you eventually push towards 13 vials. But yeah, I mean, I think I mentioned this in the last review. Refinery is always something you can come back to and try to level up more and more. You need to push into the thousands of levels before level 13 red salt vial, and obviously level 13 explosive salt vial becomes anywhere near the realm of possibility. So if you want to push towards that vial level 13, which eventually you should somewhere way down the line, I think you should start getting on the red salt grind and really try and get into the thousands of levels to level this up and eventually push towards that level 13 vial. Because I mentioned this in the last video, but even me at the currently, what level am I? 1,369 in red salts. It will take me probably a few more weeks before I'm able to get this to 1 billion. So I can get this vial 13. So yeah, a lot more time needs to be invested on my part before I can even think about trying to get this vial to 13. Okay. Okay, so you pushed Windwalker pretty far. You have Fluoride at 41, which is insane. So it makes me wonder if you've done your cooking. If cooking is done, you've gotten all 110 meals. Close. Okay, so without Food Lust, assuming you have nano chip equipped, how many meals can you get to 110 in less than 1,000 ladles, let's say? So you can get up to corn dog at level 110. That is pretty free, in my opinion. And if anything, if you are currently doing DB bone grinding, I would instead consider sticking your Deathbringer back in cooking, getting more ladles, and trying to push your meals to 110. Yes, it's going to take away from you pushing Grimmoire. It's going to take away from you trying to get I don't know what are you trying to get in. Okay, you're missing Skull of Major Talent, you're missing Writhing Grimmoire. Those are pretty big, but you're not going to get there in the next few days. Versus cooking, you can probably complete a lot of cooking within a day of doing your cooking grind, especially since you have an Exalted stamp, a 290 Exalted stamp on multi-tool. You're going to get a lot of base cooking efficiency off of that, which means you're going to get a lot of ladles off of that. So your ladle generation is probably through the roof. And I reckon within a day, you can probably cap out a lot of the meals that are that you realistically could do anyways. I would genuinely try and consider getting your meals to a base level of 107 so that they can be hit by no meal left behind. I'm also just kind of assuming you have the Sacred Methods pack and the Jade Emporium upgrade. Obviously, those two combined together give you +3 meal levels per day. So getting to 107, obviously, if it hits that meal, would cap it out at 110. So it's just more efficient. So when it comes to cooking, I would take your Deathbringer. I would go back to cooking. I would equip Serrated Rex Rings, the Chef's Shoes, your skill efficiency card set, your skill efficiency cards, and if you have the star sign for the cooking meal increase, the skill AFK gain, all that stuff to help you get more ladle generation, it's going to be pretty important. And trying to push a lot of these meals to 110 where you can. Honestly, in my opinion, I would probably get up to croissant, maybe canopy or cannoli up to 110, because to me 21k ladles isn't that bad, but I also have 2 Deathbringers. So from my perspective, I would push cannoli. Since you only have 1, I would maybe consider just doing up to croissant and then calling it a day and going back to bone grinding, and then try to get the rest of your meals just to 107, because that shouldn't be too big of a hurdle for you. So yeah, I mean, where are you? Where's like your lowest meal? So what's Billjack Pepper is the lowest meal you have. That's at 105. So obviously these later meals aren't going to be that possible to manually get them up because they take millions of ladles. Wrath of Grapes at 106, 105. Even this is hard. 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 Anything that's easy. I mean, maybe not even Onion, because it's going to take a lot to go from 105 to 106. Sorry, 106 to 107. Whipped Cocoa's at 85k ladles. Yeah, I think your cutoff for 107 meal is going to be at Sea Urchin. So getting everything Sea Urchin and above up to 107, and going from egg to croissant at 110. I think that's what you want to do. And then the ones in the ones kind of after, what did I say? Sea Urchin are, you're just kind of shit out of luck and trying to get no meal left behind to hit it. They're going to be at 109, and you're going to suffer unless you want to actually take the time on Deathbringer and try to get them to 107 first. Completely up to you. I think your cutoff at Sea Urchin is completely fine, because anything above 10k ladles you're going to probably run into more diminishing returns, and you're probably better off just focusing on the bone grinding to get towards Writhing Grimoire, to get towards Skull of Major Talent. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I wonder if Writhing Grimoire is actually a better ladle investment technically, because Writhing Grimoire, for those of you who don't know, since I kind of briefly glanced over, Writhing Grimoire increases the bonuses from most Grimoire upgrades. What are most Grimoire upgrades? It's almost everything in Grimoire, which doesn't help you. But notably, it impacts this upgrade specifically Superior Crop Research, which means you get higher bonuses from Crop Scientist Pencil. So what that means is you get more cooking speed. So technically, if you are within 3 days of AFK bones from Writhing Grimoire, I would get that first, and then I would do a ladle push. So try to max out Writhing Grimoire. Getting up to the max level of 50 is not that hard, but obviously it takes you getting there to actually get that. But if you get to Writhing Grimoire, it is absolutely worth it, because you would probably like increase this a little bit, which means your ladle cost on a lot of those meals will start to reduce. So it'd be a little bit more worth your time investment to do the Writhing Grimoire push and then go back and do ladle grinding. So I'll modify my advice. Try to get to Writhing Grimoire and then do some ladle grinding on your Deathbringer, because I think that's probably the most efficient way to go about things. It'll help you with this meal speed to help you get, more, get those crops easier. And then honestly, because you do that push to Writhing Grimoire, I think your cap from sea urchins probably going to go up to like mashed potato, maybe mutton. Do also keep in mind that when you level up all of these meals, especially these meals specifically to 110, where did I say stop? Croissant. That's right. I think croissant was the one. Once you get all of these meals to 110, guess what? You're going to get even more meal cooking speed because of the Blood Marrow talent from Voidwalker, which means you need to reevaluate your position, see if your meals are taking less than 10k to get to 110 or less than 10k to get to 107, and then invest more ladles in that, because the more meals you have at 107, the more efficient your no meal left behind is, which means you need to waste less time waiting for that to hit and eventually cap out all of your meals to 107. So it is absolutely worth the time. Yes, it's going to detract you from AFK bones, but at least you get cooking done, completed for now, and ready for the next expansion, I guess, because 110 meals is incredibly powerful. At any stage of the game, you can utilize that because it'll impact, most importantly, it'll impact like pet breedability, which is going to help you Windwalker push a little bit. It's going to get you more crit chance, which will allow you to hit Mega Crit more often, which, by the way, Mega Crit does work on Windwalker in the abilities. So, getting more crit chance through pet breedability actually is useful. It'll help you get more skill efficiency, which, helps you with your prints. It'll help you get more basic attack speed, which is going to help you with Deathbringer bone farming, for example. What else? Divinity EXP. We haven't even talked about your Divinity levels, but Divinity is absolutely something an endgamer should consider. Also, you have 2 Voidwalkers. That is incredibly unfortunate. But you have, Divinity is absolutely something an endgamer should think about and worry about, because at some point pushing towards plus 17, plus 18, plus 19 talent levels is a very grindy thing to do, but is definitely recommended for at least in my advice, depending where you are, in addition to like 100k hours in bravery and all of that like really end game grindy stuff, because those talent levels give you more skill efficiency, more damage, more ladle usage, more ladle generation. In the case of your V-Men, your Voidwalkers, more atom generation with their Prince Gobert talent, or potentially more gems with the gift box. With Bubo, it could mean an extra threshold for Auspicious Aura. Every 20 levels gets you an extra range. It could mean more EXP and drop rate off Siegebreaker stuff, more mobs killed, more EXP, more drop rate. There's a lot of stuff that extra talents give you. So pushing towards 244 Divinity is not something you want to do now, because I would recommend bravery over that, but on the horizon is something you should consider because it gets you that extra +1 talent level. Love to see Post Office. I always love to see endgamers who haven't completed it. I honestly don't even care you haven't completed it, to be completely honest with you. Equipment wise, I'd like to see this. Okay. This is going to be new advice that, I might have mentioned this on stream. I'm recording this before I stream. I'm constantly trying to discover new more Deathbringer tech. The most recent finding that I've had is that mob respawn is good up to a certain point. I found that having the Crux Scarf and 2 mob respawn keychains, but taking off the Crux armor, gave me more bone gain than having the mob respawn. So at some point, mob respawn became bad for me. Obviously, I need more testing before I confirm that. But what I'm trying to impart onto you is I would recommend trying to play around with Deathbringer in the gear and try to see if you get more bone gain from reducing your mob respawn. Sounds counterintuitive, but I'm speculating that the more mob respawn you have, the more your DB is likely to get pulled away from the horde monsters. because for Woodland Spirits, for example, you place the portal, you place the tombstone at the top left portal, you kill the horde mob. Sometimes the mobs at the bottom right of the map, the bottom right side portal, don't die from your combustion. Your character auto paths there. So there is a chance that if you kill it with combustion, they'll take longer to respawn, which means you're on the horde monsters longer, which means you're stacking up the gravestone more, which means you get more bone percent. So, I mean, that's my speculation. Obviously, I need more testing to really confirm that. But considering I went from 170 billion rib cages on Mama Trolls to 240 billion, I would consider it is a very strong possibility that mob respawn has actually negative returns at some point. So consider playing around with your gearing on Deathbringer and, you know, try and see what combination of gear works best for you, whether mob respawn's better, taking off mob respawn would be better for you. Outside of that, gear wise, definitely pushing towards all God Shard gear is definitely something you want to do. I see you don't even have God Shard traps or God Shard skulls, and you don't even have God Shard tools on some characters. You're missing some drop rates, some AFK gains. And more importantly, your trapping should, if you're not already at 120, which you aren't, you're actually pretty far behind. The trapping grind is definitely something you want to do. I don't know when the last time you retrapped was, but I would definitely reconsider trapping and try to do that sooner rather than later, so you can get your characters up to 120. And going back to bravery, the more skill levels you have, the more bravery sword damage you get. And this is, I see probably like, was it like 200 extra skill levels or so? Because I mean, most of these characters you want to get to 120, not obviously not all 10s, maybe closer to like 150 or so skill levels. That's a little bit extra sword damage and bravery, which might push you over another wave or so for the minimum sword damage and such. So definitely consider doing that. Prints wise, we talked a lot about skilling efficiency. I think overall your prints are actually pretty good. I mean, there's always a reason to increase your skill efficiency, and there's always a reason to consider printing, so you can get more and more atom generation. Atom generation now is just really important and really strong and powerful for anyone at any stage of the game, because there's absolutely no way we're going to get E40 atoms anytime soon. But it's always a pipe dream, and you know, a goal of some endgamer to max this out and obviously try to get level 50 atoms is, you know, somewhere in the future what someone wants to do, probably. Okay, worship, because obviously you need help in worship. Clash of Clans. Yeah, so Clash of Clans, copyright. Clash of Clans is definitely something you want to try and put your soul charge into, because that'll give you the most EXP. And I see you do use your soul charge into characters, and you are level 120 in worship here, 134 in worship here. So you could definitely craft these. I just don't think you just haven't done it. That's it. Death Note wise, you know, same thing I talk about with a lot of people is, you know, pushing more Death Note kills, trying to put Bonjo Pickles on your characters whenever you kill the mobs. Glunko especially trying to get to 100k. Dr. Defegus remembering to do it every day. Same with Baba Yaga. Let's see. Breeding wise, breedability is 9600, shiny is 2600. Shiny pet levels are kind of all over the place. Like a level 7 here. Let's set this threshold to like 11. Are there any pets under 11? Some of the less important ones, obviously the star signs, the base luck. There's also like Crescent Spud for the shiny pet rate, and then you have like base stats a little bit here and there, skill EXP, farming. So I mean, like all in all, not like the worst shiny pet level, but I mean, this could be extra tome points for you that you could do. So if you are, I mean, you have all 7s on breedability, it's really good. Yeah, I mean, at anything I would try to get your shiny pets to a base level 10, because it's going to be really easy, even on a single pet, to get them to 10. Like, not even being active on Windwalker, 1 Tyson in shiny Tyson in the fence yard is going to take 2 days and 10 hours. If you're active on Windwalker, this might take less than a day for you. Honestly, probably will take less than a day for you. So getting your every single one of these pets to 10 should be an absolute joke. Getting them to 15 is obviously going to take a little bit more time, and I would honestly concentrate your shiny pets towards the faster shiny pet level up rate ones. And then I would consider probably the meal bonus ones to 20 if you haven't already. Yeah, bonus are all meals. 13 to 14. I did yeah, that push to 20 would be rough. I mean, this is considering it's only a single pet, so half your fence here to sheepies, half your fence are to the red mushrooms. This percent bonus is really strong. It is really strong. These two shiny pets are the most important out of all the shiny pets, and pushing this to 20 should be any Windwalker's goal if you're like pushing World 6. Getting red mushroom and sheepy as shiny pets up to level 20 is an absolute must for an endgamer because of how important this bonus is. Okay, skill levels, pretty good, pretty good. Home 0.1%er, it's pretty good. And divinity level, so 18. I'm rounding up because that's how this works. So you get 18 talent levels here, 17.32 rounds up to 18. All 18, okay, good. And, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is where I recommend stopping the divinity grind. Just if you want to get to plus 19, it's roughly 244 divinity, which takes, I think, honestly, to a couple weeks, depending what your divinity statue and your dragon warrior statue are. But, I mean, also, since you exalted the divine stamp, you may want to consider doing it. Because why not? Okay, Equinox-wise, Bow Jewels, definitely number one recommendation. Metal Detector. Voterites is okay to come back to. I mean, considering you don't have points into Laboratory Fuse, which is good, you don't want points into that. You have more than enough points in Food Lust. You can stop putting points into that. Voterites is definitely good. Metal Detector is really good. Faux Jewels really good. Equinox Symbols, whenever you get an extra level or two of this, is absolutely worth number one priority putting points into. Matching Skims isn't really that great, so if you get extra levels of this, I wouldn't really put points into it. I'd focus on Faux Jewels, Metal Detector, Voterites over Matching Skims. This like damage bonus just isn't all that hype. Honestly, we've also kind of skipped over all of World 2. So, I mean, we looked at Vials a little bit, not too much. You have level 11 of the Dreadnought. You could push this to 12. Of the two bars here, obviously the Dreadnought is the easier one to do. It's a little bit extra cooking speed. It's not anything to write home about. I feel like I've said that twice now, but it's definitely something you could try to get up to 13, and it would help you know, your account just overall improve, because obviously you get more cooking speed, you know, more ladles and more ladle effectiveness, more construction build rate. You know, it's just really good. Trying to push this to 13 is definitely something you could do, especially because you have 48,000 time candy, or hours of time candy. Okay, bubbles wise, pretty even on the multiplier bubbles there, pretty even on these bubbles too. Hammer is only 1,000. I think, like the last video, I think something you may want to consider doing is doing candy clicking. Again, it's obviously a very endgame thing, but it's definitely something you could do if you want to. Overall, alchemy wise, your big goal is try to get your bubbles up to 1,500. Because like I said in the previous video, getting bubbles up to 1,500 will eliminate the possibility that they can be hit by no bubble left behind. For those of you who aren't in the know, I kind of briefly talked about this in the last video, but no bubble left behind has a in-game cap limit of 1,500. So if a bubble is over 1,500, it will not get hit by no bubble left behind. Even if all of your bubbles are 1,600, like as a base, it will not get hit. It's just impossible. It takes it off the roster, like acts as if the bubble doesn't exist. So there is a cap to what no bubble left behind can do for you. So if you want to, you can, you know, spend a little bit of time so that your bubbles just, you know, the easier bubbles are hit by that instead, such as like Shaccuracy, FMJ, Stable Genius, Roid Raging, Swift Step, and all those ones that don't cost a lot and are really printable are definitely something you could try to get out of the range. Obviously, with your 660 plus bubble level minimum, these aren't going to get hit anyways, like anytime soon. But to min-max a little bit, you could definitely try and get these bubbles up even higher, just to remove the possibility that they ever get hit by it. And honestly, I hear some logic from endgamers where they don't stop at 1,500, they push to 3,000. Outside of that, the big endgame push for bubbles is try to get to 1 mil bubble levels. I don't know. It's just whatever your comfort is at this stage of the game. I don't even care about Anvil. Arcade shop. This is super fun. So you have super here, super here, super here, super here. These are really good. Equinox fill rate, definitely really good one as well. Nugget regions, okay. I wouldn't really put royal balls on this. I think it would cap it out and just call it a day. Equinox fill rate is definitely something I would super ball. Yeah. Okay. I guess, last thing I probably want to talk about is, just the new. I guess the big push I see a lot more people try to obtain, and honestly, not that difficult to, well, still difficult, but not as tedious anymore that now that we're approaching 420 talent levels. Getting to 1000 cap and rate on every single cauldron, with obviously liquid vestment, taking off the lab node is the better way to do it because you get more liquid speed that way. But getting to a level 1000 on cap and rate is really good because it'll help you with liquid generation. It'll help you get more caps so you can level up the bubbles even higher, which means, the push towards 1 million bubble levels is very possible and obtainable. It's definitely something I see a lot more people talking about as we get more and more talent levels. Bubo became like insanely supercharged with 100% uptime on Cranium Cook when you're playing on Tremor Worms, for example. 420 talent levels is kind of the breakpoint for that because you get an extra auspicious aura range, which allows hitting the Tremor Worms and the crystal mobs that spawn to be a little bit more consistent, which means it contributes a lot more reliably towards Cranium Cook. So, the Cauldron, liquid farming, Cranium Cook is definitely something you could do on Bubo when you approach the 420 talent level, and you're going to need Skull of Major Talent to get there. So you have a little bit ways to go with your one Deathbringer, probably like 300-400 hours away, I imagine. So you definitely not anywhere near in the future, but that's definitely something you can kind of gear towards. Okay, talking about statue levels, the one thing I saw is that your villager statue is pretty low, only 181. You could definitely get this up to 200, especially with how much more common this drops in Dragon Warrior. This is definitely very obtainable. Divinity Spiral, if you want to push towards plus 19 talent levels, the Divinity Spiral for more Divinity XP is going to be very crucial for you. So I would consider grinding out more levels of this. If you're going to aim towards reprinting, getting more mining statue, getting more old reliable, getting more lumber bob, those are all really, really good ones to do. So doing some world 1 crystal farming to help with that. Outside of that, world 4, obviously for more coins, more breeding EXP is going to help. But it also helps you get more Perlo shells if you want. I would honestly, if you're trying to get Perlo shells, I'd probably do ES farming. But overall, trying to do more statue farming, I would maybe consider doing world 3 farming for some extra gold cheese, especially if you want to consider leveling up your shrines, because to me, 25 feels like really, really low. I think pushing 27, 28 signals more of an endgame type status because you get more crystal spawn chance, a little bit more carry rate, a little bit more drop rate, among obviously mob respawn as well. Just pushing shrine levels is obviously really, really good to do. And if you don't have a equal spread across your characters, which you kind of do, kind of don't, I would consider probably upping those to like 15k, 20k across the entire count. And honestly, there's not really a reason for you to equip potion strength or cold seeker bullets or golden kebabs if you're being active on Windwalker, because it doesn't contribute anything. The all stat, that doesn't really give you anything either. There's not really much except golden cakes in terms of gold food, which you want to equip here. So I would, if you don't leave your computer on 24/7 with Windwalker on Idleon, you should equip gold cheese, just in the off chance that you like exit the game and claim some AFK time and you're like in the map that your character. Anyways, just have gold cheese across all your characters, whether you play 100% active or not. Okay, I guess we'll end on the whole. Let's see, what can we talk about here? So 24k hours justice, 5k here. I honestly recommend pushing towards 10k. I feel like the 24k on wisdom isn't really that good. If anything, I'd probably put your characters back onto bravery and try to push towards 100k hours there. It's a lot of opals across your characters. Pretty even split. I mean, it's not bad that you have justice. It's just justice just sucks because all it does is it increases the chance of you getting more opals. It doesn't do anything outside of that. If anything, I'd probably put more levels in Bell or Den or Hive or Evertree or Gambit or Lamp. Lamp's kind of an infinite one. Bell, same thing, is kind of an infinite one. Hound, the Golden Hound here is also infinite, less so. Grotto is pretty infinite as well. More gloomy kills you get scales some of the measure bonuses as well, from what I remember. It's golem kills, gloomy kills, multi-kill per tier. So killing more gloomies will get you more multi-kill per tier. So, you know, having them count towards Monarch is, you know, allows you to push more waves faster. You get more opals that way. And I think gloomies get you more drop rate as well. So more caverns you kill there is going to give you more villagery XP. It's going to give you more classy XP, more drop rate. Pushing more sanctum levels also is going to give you more classy XP. Is going to give you more drop rate as well, and also character damage. So pushing more sanctum if you want would be something you may want to consider. Only at 25, I think going to 30, I think is probably a good stopping point. It takes a lot of active time and clicking to be able to really realistically push layer 30, but it's definitely possible, and it's a lot more drop rate because it's like 20% per layer or something. If I mean, I just looked at it and I already forgot. I am eyeballs 20%. Yes, 20% per layer. So if you go an extra 5 levels, it's another 100% drop rate. So that's 1x multiplied by whatever multipliers you have. It's probably closer to 2x, if not higher. So you can get probably another digit of drop rate, which means more cash percent, as we talked about at the very beginning of the video. All right, we'll stop there. Obviously, with an endgame account, there's a lot more nuanced detail to go into, but I hope you guys learned a little bit of something. I try to diversify the videos a little bit. Hope you guys do take notice of that. Otherwise, it's just me talking about the same thing over and over again in endgame accounts. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. As always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, I don't know how to do an outro for these videos because I already make an outro, so there's no real point in me trying to talk to you guys about an outro. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, which you're going to hear another time when the outro rolls out. Bye. Hey guys, I just want to say as a last thing, thank you to all of my Twitch subscribers and YouTube channel members. You guys really help the channel grow and really motivate me to continue making videos. If you guys do also want to support me on YouTube, it's just $1 a month for a channel subscription at the lowest tier. You can choose to give more if you want. Just want to say that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your support. Have a great day. Bye.